Hello, everyone. I am going to do a couple of recent finds. I'll probably post them back to back. I was going to do it all at once, um, but I think it'd be better if I just split them up. So, the first one I'm going to do is some CD finds, and I haven't done one of these videos for a good bit. I've just recently moved to an apartment, and um, I'm just starting to get my stuff organized. So, I think there's one album I know for sure that I cannot find because I keep note of what all I purchased throughout the year just for my own records, and one of them is I've either bypassed it like 4 or 5 times, or it might be in my car and buried amongst papers in the door slot. So anyway, I have enough here where I can do a pretty good video. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into CD finds. And let me start with just a few that I've already shown, but just to complete the video. So this is the most recent bootleg series, the Bob Dylan Springtime in New York, bootleg 16. And there's the book and the music, and of course the picture on the back. I did an extensive unboxing on this, so you can check that video out on your own time. Next up, I'm going to start with the box sets that I've got. The Let It Be 50th Anniversary six disc box set. You know, I've still got it in the shrink, and I just finished listening to this today, and I'm going to listen to it again. I think I'm going to start tomorrow and listen to it again, disc by disc. Next of the box sets and last of the box sets, I did a video on this as well. This is the Beach Boys Feel Flows, the Surf's Up and Sunflower Sessions from 69 to 71. Tons of music on this. I've actually listened, I've only gotten through the first 3 discs, and then I moved and kind of lost track of time, so I'm going to hopefully hop back into this pretty soon. It's really good. All right, so that does it for box sets. Let's just move into some more CDs, kind of rapid fire. This is the group that I know I've got another one that I'm missing, but I'll just show it on the next one. So Mandolin Orange, This Side of Jordan, their roots are in bluegrass, but they do very subdued, folksy acoustic music, a la Nickel Creek, maybe some like Sarah Jarosz kind of sounds. Like Sarah Jarosz is rooted in bluegrass, but she doesn't sing bluegrass, and that's Mandolin Orange. They're out of North Carolina, and oddly enough, they just released a new album this year under a new name. So now they're called Watch House. So this is their debut as Watch House, which just came out, and it's a really good album. It's the same. They haven't really changed their sound. They kind of go a little bit spacey on a couple of these songs, especially Wondrous Love and Nightbird. A little bit on Upside Down, but it's a really good album. They're really a talented duo. They're husband and wife, by the way. Next up, in no particular order, this is called Another Side of John Coltrane. I know I just talked about this briefly in a contest video I just did. And this is essentially songs with John Coltrane as a sideman, not John Coltrane as the main event. So he's on here with Sonny Rollins, Miles Davis, Tad Dameron, Art Taylor, Thelonious Monk, and Red Garland. And so I know with like Miles Davis, 4 tracks, or Miles Davis, 2 or 3 of Thelonious Monk. So you get a little taste of Coltrane as a sideman. It's really good too. I listened to it the other day. Next up is the Ringo EP, Change the World, which came out this year. 4 songs. A lot of people were giving this a lot of flack. I really enjoy it. He does a version of Rock Around the Clock as the 4th track, and I like the song Coming Undone. It's very It's very buku of blues. Like it's country. It's Ringo. It's not. I mean, It's not groundbreaking. I mean, Ringo's done this kind of music, his whole career. But I mean, it's so cool that Ringo is 81 and putting out music regularly. Next up is an artist who doesn't get talked about really at all in the vinyl community, and that is Mr. Pokey Lafarge. I've talked about him a few times. Midwest guy. I mean, he's fantastic. I mean, that kind of gives you, he's just a cool guy. His roots are kind of in ragtime American music, but he moved into rockabilly a little bit, some country, but this is called In the Blossom of Their Shade. Actually, it was just released this past Friday. However, somehow I got this really early. I don't know how. And what's really cool is when I pre-ordered it, I got it signed on the little booklet. So it's a really good, fun album. Check out Pokey Lafarge if you haven't. He's fantastic. Anybody that likes, the same kind of like roots music and stuff that I do, I think you would like Pokey Lafarge. Really unique sound. Next, I've got this on vinyl, but I wanted the CD copy. Possible contender for Best Album of 2021. It's A Few Stars Apart, Lucas Nelson, and Promise of the Real. Just a really good country rock Americana album. Of course, Lucas Nelson is Willie's son, so I mean, talent runs through the Nelson veins. Now, this album came out really under the radar. It's called Glenn Campbell Live from the Troubadour, and it was recorded, I believe, in 2008 when Campbell put out his covers album of like popular rock songs. So it's that tour. So the album opens with a killer version of U2's All I Want Is You. He also does Walls and Angel Dream by Tom Petty. He does Jesus by the Velvet Underground. He does Times Like These by the Foo Fighters. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. It's really, 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 really good. And then he also does his hits. He does, Galveston, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Journal on My Mind, Wichita Lineman. So it's all here, Rhinestone Cowboy. This is a really good album. Glenn Campbell, it's fantastic. It's really good. Next is, this was a used CD that I got through, who was it through? I think it was Amazon, but it was used. It's Nick Drake's Time of No Reply. So it has some home demos from Drake and some just unreleased songs that didn't make it onto any of the 3 studio albums. And if you love Nick Drake, which I do, especially this time of year, you need to get this for your collection because it's fantastic. Nick Drake, Time of No Reply. Next, I got this. It's called Solo Monk by Thelonious Monk. It's Monk purely at the piano, just him playing his music, and just short little songs. I mean, it's really good. This is actually a special edition. It's 21 tracks, so it's really, really good. I've listened to this many, many times before I bought this, and I've really liked this album. Next up is the debut by Lord Huron, who I've really come to love this year. This is called Lonesome Dreams. It's kind of more country based. Yeah, somebody in the vinyl community, I don't remember, I think it might have been Chris Prophy, might have mentioned that he gets Chris Isaac vibes from Lord Huron, which I've never thought of, but definitely Chris Isaac, very cinematic sounding music, very, orchestral and ethereal. It's just really, really, really good. I love Lord Huron. They're so good. Just a couple more, and then I'll be finished. Nick Lowe and his cowboy outfit. It's the debut by Nick Lowe and that band that he had, which included Paul Carrick, of Mike and the Mechanics and Squeeze. He was in Squeeze for a little bit, but this is just fantastic. It opens with one of my favorite Nick Lowe songs called "Half a Boy and Half a Man." Great song called Love Like a Glove. Um, just really fun songs. Walk On By, Honky Tonk Hardwood Floor are the bonus tracks. The G and the Rick and the 3 chord trick is really good. So it's just really good power pop, country pop music. Love Nick Lowe. Next, my mom actually had a copy of this album, and I never owned a copy because I always would listen to her copy. I would just steal it and listen to it on my own time. But it was about time that I got my own copy, and I haven't opened it yet because I've heard this album a million times. So I just really wanted this for the collection. I got 30% off of it, so I spent like $7 on it. This is Van Morrison's Duets album, and it's Van doing kind of deeper cuts. He doesn't really stick to the hits. He does have a couple hits on here, like he does Railroad Gone with Michael Bublé. He does These Are the Days with Natalie Cole, um, Wild Honey with Joss Stone, If I Ever Needed Someone with Mavis Staples, Rough God Goes Riding with his daughter Shayna. There's just great collaborations. Bobby Womack, Steve Winwood, Mark Knopfler, Taj Mahal. It's really good. So that's Duets by Van Morrison. And last but not least, this is the most recent studio album by the Zombies called Moving On. It's called Still Got That Hunger. The lead off song is called Moving On. And this is the Zombies touring lineup of Rod Argent and Colin Blunstone of the original Zombies, as well as Tom Toomey, um, Jim Rodford on bass, and Steve Rodford on drums. Now, this is, again, the cover art is actually by the original artist that did the Odyssey and Oracle album. And this is actually the last album that Jim Rodford played on the bass. He's also Rod Argent's cousin. He passed away a couple of years after this album came out, so it's kind of a neat little tribute that they were able to record an album with Jim. But it's a solid album. It's not great, but it's a solid album by the Zombies. So that does it for my CD finds. Like I said, I'll be back in just a few minutes, or a few moments whenever you decide to watch the second video, if you've gotten this far in this video, with some recent vinyl finds. So stay tuned, and thank you all for watching. Take care.